This is Kezia. I'm part of the product management team here at Ordr. I'm with Srinivas today to talk about our integration with CrowdStrike. We have a lot of customers super excited about it, and I'd love for Srinivas to share what they're most excited about and why we actually did this integration. Srini.
Thank you, Kezia, for the introduction. Hello, folks. This is Srinivas. And the first thing, right, when we talk about any enterprise or any healthcare network, there are multiple products. If you look at products that are, or devices that are managed, devices that are unmanaged, or devices that cannot have an endpoint agent. We can divide these devices into three different categories. The first portion of it is devices that are managed, where a CrowdStrike kind of an agent can be deployed. And the second is devices that are not managed, means they can still have a CrowdStrike agent, but they do not have a CrowdStrike agent. And the third piece of it is devices that cannot have any kind of a CrowdStrike agent because of either they are running a very old OS stack or they cannot take an agent. And what we are trying to focus on is, whereas CrowdStrike is going to focus majority on the first and second pieces of it, and we as Ordr are going to focus mostly on the IoT and IoMT devices. And when we combine these two forces, we can give the holistic visibility of all connected devices in the network, and we can get context and source of truth from where it's very important.
And they're able to see that basically in Ordr, right? So we're pulling information into Ordr. So can you quickly show us what customers, again, can go in and look in Ordr, how they, starting with how you can kick off the integration?
Yeah, so let's start. The first step that we want to show is how easy it is to do the integration, right? The first thing I wanted to show you is this new integration page that we have simplified, where you can simply search for CrowdStrike, and it comes up with a CrowdStrike agent. And the only thing that you need over here is the client ID and the client secret and the API name for CrowdStrike. And if you look at it, there are two options over here. One is you can connect CrowdStrike security events, and the second thing is you can just get it as a stream. For demo purposes, we decided to get CrowdStrike data every 1 hour, but you can reduce that time to anywhere from 5 minutes to 1 hour, or you can directly get it as a stream. So in this demo, we are receiving all the device-based data every 60 minutes, and we are receiving security events. And that's something that you have a possibility to configure. Once we configure this, you have a test connectivity button that you can test the connectivity. But once you are done with it, this is where it gets very interesting, right? The very first thing that I wanted to know is how many devices have a CrowdStrike agent on them. So if I simply go into this filter over here and type info, I can look into all the integrations available on this particular demo system. For now, the goal is to look at CrowdStrike. I want to simply say plus for CrowdStrike and apply. And it will filter out 256 devices that have CrowdStrike out of the 17,000 devices. And again, this is a demo purposes. This is not right reflection of what the customers would see in their network. And once we click on this particular device, you can simply click onto the data, and you will see the icon called CrowdStrike for every device that has a CrowdStrike information. Let's click over here and look at the data that we have collected. There are details. Obviously, we have a lot of details that we can show, and this details is coming from multiple sources, including the IP binding source, which is a CrowdStrike. And we have flow genome, which obviously is our core technology. We show flow genome for every device that we collect, and we can collect the flow for every connection that's happening from that particular device. But to focus on CrowdStrike, this is the information we get from CrowdStrike. Because this is an endpoint agent, we get the serial number, we get the MAC, we get what is the IP address, local IP address, we get the manufacturing IP address, and we get also the workstation and host name. All of this information is available, and we also get the platform name. But where it's interesting is Ordr as a platform collects the data from multiple sources. And we can have an ability to actually map these devices to the right set of sources if needed.
And then these are great. So these are all the attributes we're pulling.
Mhm.
And for customers who want to customize, can you show our DDX feature?
Yeah, sure. That's a great point, right? One of the things that we have recently introduced is to provide a CrowdStrike mapping. If you look at it, the CrowdStrike serial number, you have a way to map devices and you can simply add a new entry. In this case, we have decided to add a new entry and we said, let's actually do manufacturer serial number from CrowdStrike to overwrite our serial number. But at the same time, if you want, you can write more fields and you can say, for example, you can say simply choose manufacturer and overwrite what the manufacturer on our side is. So you can simply write that particular rule. And at this point of time, every time the CrowdStrike's data comes into the network or comes into the Ordr platform, it is considered as a source of truth.
All right, this is cool. So this is all that we've seen so far is basically the visibility side of things, being able to see all the CrowdStrike devices and the fields that we can customize. How about the security side? I know we're doing some great stuff on that end too.
Yes, one of the things, and this is unique to Ordr, is we are able to pull all the CrowdStrike security events. If you look into the security weaknesses, there is a section called CrowdStrike reported incidents. You can simply click on the reported incidents and it shows up all the incidents. And you will see what that type is and what is that, how many devices have it. If you simply click on this, it will show you that this is the device that has a CrowdStrike security incident on, and you simply click on it. It will show you what the profile is, and it will automatically map it to the security incident that CrowdStrike has detected and how many times has it detected. And the beauty of this is we have a customized risk scoring framework, and we can use this risk scoring framework and take into account all the CrowdStrike events too.
And then this is exciting. And then we already have a lot of customers, right, that are actively using this. And they range from small to big, right?
Yes.
So there's no limit on who can use this or any sort of limitations.
No, actually, that's a very good question, right? The scale is very important for our customers because our customers range from anywhere from small, 1,000 devices to anywhere between 500,000 devices in their network. And we were able to scale CrowdStrike to, majority of our customers have close to 20-30,000 CrowdStrike devices, and we were able to pull data from CrowdStrike without a blink of eye. And we were able to show the data and show all the security and device data for all 20,000 devices in our system.
That's cool. And we are planning to do more. There's a lot of other stuff that's in the works. Can you tell us a little bit about Humio that we're working on and what else to expect from the CrowdStrike integration itself?
Yeah, let's talk about it, Kezia, for a second. The first thing that we are doing is we are working with CrowdStrike to integrate with their Spotlight APIs, which is very important. Similar to security incidents, it can give you a list of vulnerabilities that are applicable for any device that has a Falcon agent. And we can populate those vulnerabilities and we can do duplicate based on the CVID, similar to what we do with Tenable and Rapid7 integration. That's the number one thing. And the second thing that we are working on is to make sure that this integration becomes bidirectional. The first thing that we wanted to give is how we can give so in a network that has 100,000 devices, let's say 50,000 devices have CrowdStrike and the rest of the 50,000 devices cannot have CrowdStrike agent. How do we give context of risk for these other 50,000 devices that do not have CrowdStrike to Falcon? Because at the end of the day, the ransomware, if you don't have a right segmentation, ransomware passes through operating system. It spreads through operating system, all the lateral movement Every Windows device is a Windows device, no matter where it's working, whether it's running on a Falcon or whether it's running on a medical device. So what we can do is we can provide the risk score of devices that do not have any kind of a CrowdStrike protection and give it to CrowdStrike so that they can control access on top of it. And the last thing that we are working on is CrowdStrike has something called a group information, where they say their managed service providers or MSSP model uses a group information to identify devices that are confined to compliance and that are out of compliance. And what CrowdStrike wants to do is CrowdStrike wants to use the devices that that are out of compliance to actually go through a segmentation policy that we can provide as part of our NAC integration or any of policy integration.
For segmentation, yeah. And how about Humio?
Yes, finally Humio, right? CrowdStrike is working with Humio, and it's more of a log aggregation tool. And a lot of customers are asking, what do you do with Humio? We can get data from Falcon, we can get data from Ordr, and that can be used as a great correlation tool, and can also be used as a long-term forensic tool. So we can send the data. We have created a lot of interesting dashboards in Humio, and we are planning to push our dashboards into Humio store, and customers can simply do a plug and play integration, and they will be able to see this intelligent data that we are seeing at a faster pace in Humio dashboard.
That is great. Thank you, Srini, for the demo, for telling us a little bit about the integration today, and also things that we can all look forward to. And thanks everyone for watching.
Thank you everyone for your time, and thanks Kezia for organizing this.
All right, thanks everyone. Bye.